And thank you for joining us. I'm David Ledford. First tonight, a Lewiston man was arrested on a murder charge after a multi-hour standoff with police Saturday. 36-year-old Jerry Thibodeau of Lewiston is accused of killing 40-year-old Anthony Ayotte Friday night. Police say they arrested Thibodeau at a residence on Sabattis Street after an active 5-hour standoff. According to Maine State Police, he initially refused to leave the home, but was taken into custody without incident shortly after 10 p.m. Authorities believe the two men knew each other and that Thibodeau dropped off Ayotte at St. Mary's Hospital in Lewiston, where he died of his injuries. Thibodeau was taken to the Androscoggin County Jail, and police say he will make an initial court appearance tomorrow at the Androscoggin District Court. Two people were arrested for suspected drug trafficking after police found over 200 grams of what is presumed to be fentanyl at a home in Fairfield. The Fairfield Police Department says they were called to a house on the Green Road Friday for a complaint regarding stolen power and the theft of a utility meter. The homeowner was found to have an outstanding warrant, and upon a search of the home, the department reportedly found evidence of drug trafficking and what police are calling large quantities of what appeared to be stolen property from previously reported burglaries. Two people inside the home, Jonathan Caswell and Randy Goldsmith, were taken into custody, and both are facing charges. Fairfield police expect the investigation to take several weeks while the stolen property is identified and returned to its owners. In the wake of the Lewiston mass shootings, gun safety advocates rallied in Augusta, calling on lawmakers to take action. Here's a closer look.
Not one more.
Hundreds gathered in Augusta's Capitol Park Saturday. Advocates, lawmakers, and students came together to call for more gun restrictions in Maine.
Maine's gun laws are too lax, and we lulled ourselves into a false sense of security.
We'd ask probably for a red flag law as opposed to the watered down yellow flag law, universal background checks, 72-hour waiting periods. We're considering an assault weapons ban. I think that we really need to look at all the options.
The rally comes just over a week after 18 people were killed and 13 others were injured in the Lewiston mass shootings on October 25th. Students who were on lockdown at Lewiston's Bates College during the time of the shootings joined in the rally.
It's been a tough last week and a half now, but it's nice to see people gathered out here in support of this cause.
The big thing on campus right now is looking for change to happen, and to see people actively working towards that is really brings hope.
Lewiston Representative Margaret Craven called on her fellow lawmakers when she spoke to the crowd.
As a legislator, we can and must do more to dig in, reduce the prevalence of these weapons of war, and put a stop to the unnecessary carnage that destroys families and communities. I can promise you that I, along with so many of my colleagues, will continue to do whatever is in our power to fight for change. It is our responsibility to do all that we can to make our community safer.
In Augusta, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News. One person is dead following a house fire in Carmel Friday. According to the Carmel Fire Department, crews responded to a home on Haskell Road at around 3 p.m. for a reported structure fire.
The center of the building was fully involved. It was extending into the two ends of the building.
Authorities have since confirmed that the homeowner, believed to be 70-year-old Joseph Jack, died as a result of the fire, and the home has been deemed a total loss. The cause of the fire is being investigated by the Maine Fire Marshal's office, but there is no indication of foul play. A Smyrna man has been arrested for arson following a fire inside of the Bangor Walmart Friday evening. The Bangor Police Department says the fire started just before 6 o'clock in the menswear section. Despite heavy smoke, no injuries were reported, and all employees and customers were accounted for, according to Bangor fire officials.
Pretty significant loss with the smoke that will be impacting both the grocery side and the apparel and everything.
After reviewing security footage, investigators from the Fire Marshal's office and Bangor detectives identified Lucas Landry as a suspicious person who was in the vicinity of the fire when it started. Landry was arrested at his home Saturday afternoon and charged with 1 count of arson, a Class A felony, as well as violation of probation. The fire remains under investigation. Daylight saving time came to an end today. And firefighters are reminding Mainers that as you go to turn your clocks back, it's also time to check in on other devices in your home to keep your family safe. Our Grace Blanchard explains.
The number one thing that can save your life in a fire is a smoke detector going off.
As heating season approaches, local firefighters are urging homeowners to take the time to ensure they have properly working smoke and carbon monoxide detectors.
Change your clocks, change your batteries. That would be twice a year. Make sure that your equipment's working right. So even if you're not changing the battery, still check your detector.
Lieutenant Titus with the Bangor Fire Department says having working detectors can be critical for surviving a fire.
Too often we have to go to fatal fires and find no working smoke detectors in the home, and that's not just here, that's nationwide.
He says they typically see an uptick in calls as it gets colder and the heaters turn on.
Heating season, it's always good to have had fresh service on your boilers. Chimneys should be cleaned before you start firing up appliances.
And the Bangor Fire Department says taking these preventative safety steps not only makes the lives easier of the firefighters, but also helps to save lives.
Whatever you can do to prevent a fire is much better than trying to survive a fire.
More safety tips can be found on our website at foxbangor.com. In Bangor, Grace Blanchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
In other news, a single vehicle crash resulted in substantial damage outside a building in Bangor today. The driver was traveling along Union Street in Bangor when they veered off the road, crashing into propane tanks and a propane power generator outside the Versant building. The driver only sustained minor injuries and the building itself was relatively unscathed. However, there was substantial damage outside the property between Versant and Bangor Self-Storage.
We went and tried to detect for gas. There was no leaks. We did secure the tanks to prevent any leaks through the lines. But it is a lesson, it is a good point to make that when you're driving, focus on the road.
The crash took place around 1 p.m. and police say the driver was the only occupant. According to the Bangor Police Department, the driver was issued 2 citations: failure to maintain control of a motor vehicle and operating a motor vehicle while using a handheld device. A man convicted of stabbing another man to death had his sentence partially reduced Friday. Here's more.
The sentence in this matter will be 30 years.
In 2021, Rayshawn Moore was sentenced to serve 32 years at the Maine State Prison for stabbing and killing Demetrius Snow in the parking lot of the now-closed Half-Acre nightclub in 2020. Friday, Moore's sentence was reduced by 2 years at a resentencing hearing. Maine's Supreme Judicial Court ordered the resentencing earlier this year, ruling that Superior Court Justice William Anderson should not have considered Moore's decision to go to trial as a possible aggravating factor. Moore's defense attorney argued for a 25-year sentence, and Moore himself made an apology to the family.
He's done quite a bit towards rehabilitation over the last 2 years during his time at the prison. He's shown remorse for the event that evening. He took it upon himself to turn himself in initially for this offense.
I would like to apologize to the victim's family. I don't consider myself a bad person. I make mistakes, but I'm always going to learn from them and I'm always going to try to be a better person.
However, Justice Ann Murray ultimately ruled on a 30-year sentence based on a variety of other factors, including the impact on the victim's family and Snow's pain and suffering. Prosecuting attorney Lisa Bogue says she respects the resentencing decision and hopes that now the victim's family will have closure.
Victim impact is an important part of what the court considers, and Demetrius had a big family and he had a lot of family support, and they're just glad to be able to move on, and I'm glad for that for them too. Hopefully we have sort of settled this and they can move on as a family.
In Bangor, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News. A pro-Palestine rally in downtown Bangor Friday saw dozens gathering to advocate for peace. Our Callie Warren takes us to the protest.
What do we want? Ceasefire! When do we want it? Now!
To this group of protesters, ceasing fire means choosing peace. A group of individuals from all over gathered in downtown Bangor on Friday evening to advocate for Palestine. Organizers say the purpose of the rally is to help people empathize with others, even thousands of miles away.
It's just a sense of solidarity. It's been said that injustice everywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And so injustice in Palestine is a threat to justice here in the United States.
While some protesters were simply standing in solidarity, Others have personal ties to the violence in the Middle East.
I'm normally feeling very alone in this because there aren't many Palestinians in the area that we're in. But having a community come together like this, it means togetherness.
In Bangor, Callie Warren, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
President Biden and First Lady Dr. Jill Biden visited Lewiston Friday to honor and remember the 18 people who were killed in last week's mass shooting, as well as the numerous others who were injured. They met with first responders, nurses, and others on the front lines of the response to the attack, along with family members and survivors, paying their respects and offering help in the recovery process. Here's some of what the president had to say during this visit.
This tragedy opens a painful wounds all across the country. Too many Americans have lost loved ones or survived the trauma of gun violence. I know because Jill and I have met with them in Buffalo and Uvalde and Monterey Park and Sandy Hook and all. I've done, anyway, too many to count. This is about common sense, reasonable, and responsible measures to protect our children, our families, our communities. Because regardless of our politics, this is about protecting our freedom to go to a bowling alley, a restaurant, a school, a church, without being shot and killed. The way this community has come together, the way this state has come together, has been a marvel to the rest of the country. So God bless those we lost, those who have been wounded. May God bless the first responders.
Also, during their visit, the Bidens met with first responders and medical staff who cared for the shooting victims that tragic night. Many of those victims were rushed to Central Maine Medical Center. Central Maine Healthcare CEO Steve Littleson says they received 14 patients within a span of 45 minutes. He credits his team of hospital workers for saving numerous lives that day.
Everybody kind of just did what they know how to do, and at the end of the day, it was just all about teamwork and expertise and compassion, and it resulted in us admitting a number of patients who are, to this day, getting better and will be discharged from the hospital.
Littleson and other CMMC team members were among those who escorted the President and First Lady through Lewiston Friday. He says it was an honor to be recognized for their life-saving efforts and had this to say about the President's message to Maine.
I was struck by his compassionate remarks. You know, it was not political. It was all about healing and the road to recovery, and we know that that's going to be a long one.
Littleson says they are still caring for 3 of the victims, and since the shooting, they've released 5 others from the hospital. All right, well, let's turn things over now to Jeff Weller, who's in with a first look at our weather forecast.
All right, David, thank you. Look at us. High temperatures back in the low, even some mid-50s out there today. That's not normal, but cooler temperatures are on the way, along with some rain showers tomorrow night and throughout the day on Tuesday. Not tonight, though. Looking at mostly cloudy skies out there tonight. No rain or snow this evening. But off to our west, there's some stuff over there. Again, not tonight, not tomorrow, but tomorrow night, all of this gets over here, and we are in for some rainfall tomorrow night and throughout the day on Tuesday. Going forward, though, it's not going to be a heavy rain, but we got some rainfall on the way, especially late tomorrow night into early parts of Tuesday morning. Our forecast, though, tonight, though, is looking at mostly cloudy skies, low temperatures down near 30. Your full forecast is coming up. David?
Thank you. Still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, Maine's referendum election is almost here. We'll give you a breakdown on one of this year's most hotly debated ballot questions. And a unique craft fair is taking over in Orrington Church. These stories and more in local news when we return.
The McDonald's breakfast bagel sandwich. A fluffy egg, 2 slices of cheese, plus your choice of a steak patty, bacon, or sausage, all in a toasted bagel. Enjoy yours today.
Question 3 is too costly and too risky.
It's a $13.5 billion gamble that puts politicians in charge.
It will increase our electric bills.
We can't afford higher electric bills. And the politicians, they're not even required to have an operations plan when they take over. No plan to keep the lights on?
Not even for emergencies or power outages.
That's a bad idea.
Mainers can't afford this costly proposal.
I'm voting no on 3. It's a risk we can't afford.
Maine's #1 Kia dealer, Van Sickle Kia, has a cost-friendly Kia with your name on it. Choose from our fleet of front-wheel drives, all-wheel drives, hybrids, and fully electric vehicles, all affordable, tech-packed, and great on gas. Check out the all-new 2023 Kia Niro Hybrid with 54 mpg highway, or check out the new 2023 Kia Sportage or Sorento. All come loaded with safety features and are great on gas. Plus, get Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, the best in the business.
The best cars, the best prices, and the best warranty. I'm Peter Van Sickle. I guarantee it.
It's marked center stage and is crushed by a baby grand piano.
You're replacing me? Customize and save with Liberty Bibbity.
He doesn't even have a mustache.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Dude, you coming? Because the only thing dripping should be your style. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. With Alka-Seltzer Plus Cold and Flu Relief. Also try for Fizzy Fast Cough Relief.
4 new costumes get the wildest guesses yet.
Tom Jones.
John Mellencamp.
Mariah Carey. Oh, and no, my baby mama.
All new Masked Singer, November 8th on Fox.
The McDonald's breakfast bagel sandwich. A fluffy egg, 2 slices of cheese, plus your choice of a steak patty, bacon, or sausage, all in a toasted bagel. Enjoy yours today.
4 new costumes get the wildest guesses yet.
Tom Jones.
John
Mellencamp. Mariah Carey. Oh, and no, my baby mama.
All new Masked Singer. Then,
Good old snake oil.
what's the real product that has everyone saying,
No.
You don't do that.
all new snake oil after an all new Masked Singer, November 8th on Fox.
We are now just days away from Maine's election, which features 4 contentious referendum questions. Our Grace Blanchard gives us a full breakdown of ballot question number 2.
Question 2 asks voters if they want to limit foreign governments or entities that they own from influencing Maine elections. It would ban them from making campaign contributions or financing communications for or against candidates or ballot questions.
A yes vote on question 2 will close the loophole that currently allows foreign governments to spend in Maine elections and return our elections to the Maine voters.
A federal law currently allows foreign governments to be involved in referendum campaigns at state and local levels. Supporters of question 2 say this referendum would close that, quote, loophole.
Government-owned entities have spent over $100 million in just the last 3 years in Maine referendum elections. The stakes are really high.
The question has received large bipartisan support in Maine's legislature. Many in favor of banning foreign spending say this question is critical to protecting Maine elections.
Question 2 will not change any rules for any pending referendum campaigns. It is forward-looking and will protect for generations our democracy from foreign influence.
Those opposed say provisions in the proposed law would restrict political speech, violating First Amendment rights.
Question 2 is approved by voters, that it's not going to survive a court battle because it is a First Amendment issue.
Provisions of question 2 would require news outlets to determine whether an advertising communication on their platform is paid for by a foreign government-owned company or organization, ultimately putting the responsibility on those outlets.
To say that for a buy for a commercial campaign, that entity, that radio television station now has to become a detective agency, essentially.
This legislation was vetoed by Governor Mills in July. The governor said she felt the language was, quote, too broad and would likely result in the unintended consequence of effectively silencing legitimate voices, including Maine-based businesses, in debates that would impact their interests. Supporters say the ultimate objective is to curb spending on elections by corporations with foreign ownership.
Regardless of where you are in the state or what your political affiliation is, most Maine voters understand that we cannot allow foreign governments to participate and to influence our elections.
More information about the referendum question can be found on our website, foxbangor.com. In Bangor, Grace Blanchard for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
The Aroostook Band of Micmacs, Penobscot Nation, and Holton Band of Maliseet celebrated the official launch of online sports betting for all Mainers. Our Doug Banks has the story.
The time for new opportunities begins today, as Penobscot Nation, Aroostook Band of Micmacs, and Holton Band of Maliseet announced their partnership with Caesars Sportsbook. kicking off the future of online sports betting in Maine.
The tribes have really been trying to regain the ability to gamble. Game is restrictive, but it's a step in the right direction.
Certain revenue percentages will be going back to the state, but more importantly, some of the revenue made will be going back into helping their own community.
With the revenue, we can start working on building more homes for our people, doing things of, helping with our community that, we do struggle with.
The revenue will help us invest in social services and healthcare and education.
As the second hand moves ahead, so do Maine's tribal communities.
This isn't about, piling up cash and counting profits. This is about growing our government operations in an unrestricted way and being able to focus on the real needs of the tribe.
On Indian Island, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Each year, the East Orrington Congregational Church holds a craft fair, but with a twist. The church transforms their fellowship hall into an old general store from the turn of the century. There you can find a wide assortment of crafts, art, baked goods, and much more.
I have to say, this is probably my favorite event here at the church, by far. For a church craft fair, it's very unique. The items that we offer, the variety of fresh things that we offer is a little bit different.
All the proceeds raised will go toward allowing community members and groups to enjoy the space free of charge for meetings and events. Organizers say what separates church fairs from other fairs is everything that's sold is made by members of the church or the surrounding community.
It's different from most craft fairs. Sometimes, it's crazy, but it's wonderful.
It runs on Friday from 3 to 7:30, and that includes a turkey dinner, and on Saturday from 11 to noon. Tickets will be sold at the door or purchased in advance by calling the church. Their contact information can be found on our website, foxbangor.com. When we return from the break, news from across the nation and around the globe. Conflict continues in Israel. We'll have the latest. And we'll take you to the Big Apple, where runners hit the streets today for an annual tradition. We'll be right back.
If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma or asbestos-related lung cancer, contact the law offices of Joe Bornstein to learn about your legal rights. Maine has the highest rate of mesothelioma fatalities in the U.S. You may be eligible to receive compensation if you were exposed to asbestos products while working in a shipyard, mill, factory, or construction site. For a free case evaluation, dial 207-CALL-JOE or online at joebornstein.com.
When moderate to severe ulcerative colitis persists, put it in check with Rinvoq, a once-daily pill.
When UC got unpredictable, I got rapid symptom relief with Rinvoq. Check.
When UC held me back, I got lasting steroid-free remission with Rinvoq. Check.
And when UC got the upper hand,
Rinvoq helped visibly repair the colon lining. Check. Rapid symptom relief, lasting steroid-free remission, and a chance to visibly repair the colon lining. Check, check, and check.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers, including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Put UC in check and keep it there with Rinvoq.
Ask your gastroenterologist about Rinvoq and learn how AbbVie could help you save.
U.S. Cellular is built for Maine. It's a network for telling inside jokes from across the country. Built for streaming your favorite song one more time, 10 more times. Built for capturing the moments you'll never forget. U.S. Cellular is proud to have been awarded top performing network availability in Maine, with coverage across all counties. U.S. Cellular, a network built for us.
There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the Hyundai you've always wanted. Plus America's best warranty and up to 3 years complimentary maintenance. It's your journey. Own every mile at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Now's the time to get in and get away. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days, and up to $1,000 bonus cash on the Hyundai Santa Fe. Now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
Israel prepares to mount a deeper offensive into the Gaza Strip, as Hamas is still firing rockets of its own into Israeli territory. Fox's Trey Yingst is at the Israel-Gaza border with the latest on the ground there.
That's exactly right. 30 days into the war, Hamas has maintained its ability to fire on southern and central Israel. This comes as battles rage on inside the Gaza Strip behind us. We do know the Israelis are pushing their infantry troops deeper into Gaza, trying to take more territory and destroy as many Hamas fighters as possible. Our cameras capturing those infantry troops operating during the daytime hours outside of tanks and APCs. Also, the Israeli military releasing some video today they say is evidence of Hamas using medical facilities to operate inside the Gaza Strip. This is the Sheikh Hamad Hospital, and you can see in this drone video the area where the Israelis say there is a tunnel entrance that Hamas uses to access the underground tunnels beneath Gaza City and conduct their operations. The extent of damage inside Gaza is spreading. More than 25% of buildings have been damaged or destroyed over the past 30 days. We do expect that number to rise as Hamas and Israeli forces continue fighting inside Gaza. We do know in the coming days the Israelis will try to work their way deeper into Gaza City. They say they have the city surrounded and they've effectively cut the Gaza Strip in half. Along the Israel-Gaza border, Trey Yingst, Fox News.
The U.S. military continues to monitor the war between Israel and Hamas. Congress is working to send aid while at the same time trying to limit the humanitarian crisis from worsening in Gaza. Fox's Mark Meredith has more.
The Biden administration, including officials here at the Pentagon, are calling on Congress to quickly approve a new military aid package. They say the money is desperately needed in places like Israel and Ukraine. And while the U.S. continues to provide some assistance right now, officials warn that funding could run out soon.
Right now, our immediate focus is the supplemental, getting that passed through Congress. What we want to see is a supplemental pass that funds our support for Ukraine, for Israel, to meet our pacing challenges in the Indo-Pacific, and of course, the border.
Meantime, U.S. officials remain on high alert for any potential attack against U.S. and coalition forces serving in the Middle East. Already, since mid-October, the U.S. has tracked 31 attempted drone and rocket attacks in bases in Syria and Iraq. To protect U.S. forces, the Pentagon continues to move military assets, including drones, to the region. The USS Eisenhower recently arrived in the Red Sea after passing through the Suez Canal. The Eisenhower recently wrapping up a series of exercises in the Mediterranean Sea. Also this weekend, lawmakers are urging the Pentagon to use its knowledge and experience not only to assist Israel, but to help Israeli military leaders limit civilian casualties. Senator Jack Reed, who chairs the Senate Armed Services Committee, says preventing civilian deaths could go a long way to help stopping this war from growing any larger than it already is.
We are trying, as I said, to help Israel focus and refocus its efforts to be more precise in its targeting and to give less of a rationale for some people who would attack Israel on political grounds.
And while lawmakers are certainly paying attention to the developments overseas, the Pentagon is now limiting lawmakers when it comes to protection or what could be provided if they were to go visit Israel. The Pentagon says it's also placed restrictions on which military leaders can visit the country. At the Pentagon, Mark Meredith, Fox News.
The 2023 New York City Marathon took place today in the Big Apple. Runners coming from all over to compete in one of the world's premier long-distance races. Fox's CB Cotton has that story.
Take a look at the runners here behind me who are making their way off the course. This is a huge accomplishment to complete the New York City Marathon. NYPD has also done a lot of prep work for today, and it's not gone unnoticed.
I felt very secure, even from the entrance into the race. I mean, everything was detail-oriented. I mean, it was great.
I came here from Delaware with one of my friends, and we did talk about that a lot of issues going on in the world and that there could be protests, but there was no protests. There were a lot of people displaying how they felt about the whole Israel-Palestine on which side, but there was no fights that I saw. There was no protests. They just had very civil.
So no big protest, but ahead of the marathon, pro-Palestinian interest groups took to social media asking runners to show solidarity by attaching the word Gaza to their tops. Spectators also encouraged to join one of 7, quote, Palestine solidarity zones marked along the marathon route to wave flags or carry signs supporting Palestinians. Today along the race course, there's been a noticeable presence of uniformed officers. NYPD also telling us there's a similar amount of plainclothes officers monitoring for any suspicious behavior. NYPD's Counterterrorism Bureau citing FBI Director Christopher Wray's remarks to a Senate committee just last week to explain how officers are tracking threats.
He mentioned anti-Semitic and anti-Muslim hate crimes on the rise. He mentioned a spate of propaganda by foreign terrorist organizations that we've been tracking and mentioning for weeks. So when we talk about a heightened threat environment overseas, that's what we mean.
Now, the marathon went through the city's 5 boroughs. NYPD had mobile response teams ready in each of them to investigate tips or respond to any incidents. In New York City, CB Cotton, Fox News.
Well, if you haven't set your clocks back already, here's your reminder. When we return, we'll have more on daylight savings time and what people are saying about it in Washington. And a new advisory indicates that the U.S. may have a new public health concern. We'll tell you what one senior center is doing about it. Stay with us.
I came here to help you, but now we're starting to lose control. What is that? Are you willing to change?
Kitchen Nightmares, all new Mondays at 8 on Fox.
There's too much uncertainty around Pine Tree Power.
It's a mystery bag that will cost Mainers billions.
It will mean tremendous uncertainty for workers, say Maine's labor leaders.
Business leaders say it will mean higher rates with no guarantee of better service.
And Governor Mills says, let's not gamble with our future. Vote no on question 3.
Please join leading Maine voices and vote no on 3.
It's a bad idea for Maine.
Jerry's Used Cars has been a family-owned business for more than 30 years, currently in Corinna and Vesey. However, we have changed a little as we are no longer just a buy here, pay here dealership. We now have access to outside financing and also carry utility trailers. We would be happy to assist you with your next vehicle purchase. And don't forget, here at Jerry's Used Cars, we offer an extended warranty. So give us a call at either our Corinna or Vesey location.
Nothing brings people together like good food with the freshest ingredients. All natural Fage sour cream is so rich, so creamy, so good. Daringly simple, amazingly delicious. Discover Fage sour cream.
When the acres add up, so does the work. The Kubota LO2 series is ready for it. Part of the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience, it features powerful, dependable Kubota diesel engines, performance-matched attachments, and the versatility to get the job done right.
Available at Doors Equipment, 1468 Outer Hammond Street, Bangor.
When you've experienced fire and smoke damage in your home, when pipes break and you have water everywhere, when you're concerned about your family's health because of mold, you need a friendly face to take care of it all. You need the friendly faces of Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. We're just a click or call away. Whatever life throws at you, Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration is here for you. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories. We'll handle the rest.
When the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers are currently looking for licensed journeyman wiremen. If interested, please reach out to Nick Paquette at nick@IBEW1253.
As daylight saving time comes to an end, some are still asking why we do it. And many in Washington say they feel the same way. Fox's Christina Coleman has more.
Millions of Americans saw their clocks fall back overnight. The extra hour of sleep can leave some of us feeling well rested, while others might feel disrupted or fatigued by the change.
You gotta keep changing your clock on your car. I hate doing that.
Scientists say it affects us both physically and mentally.
Learning, memory, executive functioning, multitasking, for example, which you can normally maybe do, that could be impacted during this transition.
Right now, we're in what's called standard time. The drawback is that the sun sets much earlier, leaving many to do their evening routines in darkness.
It may be a little darker earlier, but you're getting more light in the morning and throughout the day. And in fact, under standard time, you get many, many more days of daylight.
Springing forward is definitely the less popular of the two time shifts.
I really like it when it drops back an hour and we get an extra hour of sleep, but when I have to wake up an hour early, I'm not too excited about that.
And some lawmakers agree. In the past 6 years, 19 states have made efforts to move to year-round daylight saving time. The Sunshine Protection Act passed the Senate last year, but stalled in the House.
This is not the most important issue before the Republic, but I do think people wonder, why do we keep doing this flipping back and forth on the time?
Many say that ending the time changes is a good thing. The disagreement is over which one we should switch to permanently, standard or daylight saving. Many doctors say standard is better for our health, with the extra light in the morning setting us up for better sleep cycles. Christina Coleman, Fox News.
According to an advisory from the U.S. Surgeon General, loneliness and isolation has become a public health problem here in the United States. Fox's Alextra Mostrom spoke with a senior center about how they're encouraging the elderly to seek out social interactions to help combat loneliness.
The Broken Arrow Senior Center is working to combat loneliness and bring people community.
I'm just happy. My whole life has changed after I turned 80 years old.
Karen Wakefield regularly attends exercise classes and lunch at the Broken Arrow Senior Center. Wakefield says after she retired, she struggled with loneliness.
I had no friends because I didn't go dancing anymore, wasn't working anymore. I had a couple of neighbors, that I was friends with, but basically I had no friends. And that completely turned around and changed when I came here because I have many, many friends now.
Now she comes to the Senior Center 5 days a week. Before sneaking off to play this game of pool, John Rogers told us about his own struggles with isolation.
This has just been a great place where Monday through Friday I have somewhere to go and enjoy the people and the fellowship.
A few years ago, a back injury forced Rogers to stop working.
Through the whole process, I just became more and more depressed, more and more withdrawn, didn't really want to be out with people.
However, a few months ago, while looking for an exercise class, he found the Broken Arrow Senior Center.
Being with other people is really what helps.
An advisory from the U.S. Surgeon General called loneliness and isolation in the United States a public health problem.
A lot of that research shows that social isolation and loneliness can actually increase mortality rates by 26 to 29%, causing early death. And something as simple as getting out of the house, but it can be very hard when you've gotten in that cycle.
Kimberly Crenshaw with the Broken Arrow Senior Center says in the past year they've noticed more and more people looking for community.
Our membership has grown by 1,700 additional members in just 14 months.
Crenshaw says in 2022 they served 8,700 meals. This year they've already done 15,000.
Once they finally get out and they come in here, it's been amazing just over a 3-month period, the tremendous difference you can see.
Crenshaw says she wants people of all ages to realize there is still community.
There's so many roles that we have left to play, whether we're 18 or 98. We have a role and a place in our community.
To find more information on the Broken Arrow Senior Center, go to fox23.com and find this story. Covering news that matters, I'm Alexa Mostrom, Fox 23 News.
New research suggests some vaccines could have health benefits outside of the diseases they provide protections against. Fox's Dana Marie Monaco explains.
If you need another reason to keep up on your vaccinations, this might be the one. A recent University of Texas study found that adults who received routine vaccinations against shingles, pneumococcus, tetanus, and diphtheria had a reduced risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. This builds on previous research that found influenza vaccination was associated with a 40% decrease in the 4-year risk of developing Alzheimer's disease in patients 65 years or older. Although scientists don't fully understand why, health experts say vaccination reduces the likelihood of an inflammatory response.
Well, the theories include simply the fact that you get less central nervous system damage from repeated infections. You avoid the infections, you avoid the damage.
Right now, the data is being looked at as a risk reduction strategy for Alzheimer's, rather than a cure.
It might be that people who are routinely receiving vaccinations and going through taking care of their health are doing other things for their health overall.
At the very least, more evidence that shows that taking care of yourself now has its benefits down the road. In Atlanta, Dana Marie McNichol, Fox News.
Don't go anywhere. Jeff the Weather Weller's in next.
High temperatures back up in the 50s or so today, but cooler temperatures are on the way with some rain. Details on that when I come back.
When outdoors, some people like it hot and some people like it cold. However, when indoors, most people like it comfortably warm. Choose a Baderas boiler from McCusick Petroleum Company to provide you with comfortable and efficient heat. They also offer sales and service on many brands of furnaces, boilers, and water heaters. McCusick Petroleum Company delivers oil and LP gas to homes and businesses throughout the Pequot region. If you'd like more information on pricing or service, call or stop by our office in Dover Foxcroft.
Choosing Miracle Ear was a great decision. Like when I decided to host family movie nights. Miracle Ear made it easy. I just booked an appointment and a certified hearing care professional evaluated my hearing loss and helped me find the right device calibrated to my unique hearing needs. Now I enjoy every moment. The quiet ones and the loud ones.
Make a sound decision. Call now and book your free hearing evaluation.
Do you have a wet basement, nasty crawl space, settling foundation, sinking concrete, or clogged gutters? I'm Tony Hafford with TC Hafford Basement Systems, all things basement-y. For over 30 years, thousands of homeowners throughout Maine and southeastern New Hampshire have trusted TC Hafford. Basement waterproofing, crawl space repair, stabilizing foundations, concrete leveling, and gutter installation. Call TC Hafford Basement Systems for all things basement-y.
Family owned and operating in the Bangor area for more than 10 years. Crosby's Welding is here to help you. We specialize in steel, stainless steel, and aluminum welding and fabrication. We serve many of the local industries from Maine lobstermen to the commercial trucking industry and everything in between. Fully mobile on-site construction services right down to custom signs and fire pits. Fast, friendly, reliable service. Give us a call today for a free estimate. 974-7815.
Tuesdays, big names go head to head.
I can name that tune in one note.
Whoa! Celebrity Pack Name That Tune. Only Tuesdays on Fox.
Here we go. Okay, going forward, cooler temperatures are on the way. Some rain in the forecast late tomorrow night and throughout the day on Tuesday, followed by what could be our first kind of rain-snow mix in the area for Thursday afternoon. For today, though, high temperatures back up near 50. That's not normal. Average high mid-40s. We did not do that today. We'll get closer to 40s, though, tomorrow, as somewhat cooler temperatures are on the way for now. Lots of heat across the Midwest and Plains today, but that is going to stay there. The cold air likes to win. It's right there. It's heavy, it's dense, it's on the move, it's moving our direction. So we'll get some cooler temperatures in here this week on a northwest wind. It got a little gusty today. We had wind gusts around 20 miles per hour. We'll likely keep those wind gusts going tomorrow. Also for us on Tuesday into Wednesday with that northwest wind gusting near 30 at times into Wednesday morning. Looking outside today, though, lots of clouds and some sun, lots of clouds and some sun, and press repeat. That was our day today, and now out there, lots of clouds again. This is Alverga. It's precipitation in the cloud, not reaching the ground. It's not going to rain or snow tonight, but we have some issues on the way. Not so much tonight or tomorrow, but tomorrow night and throughout the day on Tuesday. There's this system here and then another one behind it. That system there likely getting us this week with some rain and potentially a couple snow showers in there as well on Thursday. For now, though, this is all moving this way, so it'll likely get here later on tomorrow evening, about this time tomorrow night. And once the rain starts, likely continuing through tomorrow night and then throughout the day on Tuesday. It's not going to be a really heavy rainfall, though. All right, so forward tonight, clouding over late. And tomorrow, it's going to be a pretty nice day tomorrow, though lots of cloud cover around. And then tomorrow night, the rain showers start. And then there could be a couple snow flurries in there, most likely not. All rain late tomorrow night and then throughout the day on Tuesday as well. Then our next system gets in here on Thursday. So overall, a pretty active week is on the way with some some rain showers out there, potentially a few snow flurries in there as well. Not a lot of rain. We're talking maybe a quarter-inch rain between late tomorrow night and early parts of Tuesday. So overall, this is not going to be a big weather event for us. Our forecast tonight, though, is lots of clouds out there. Low temperatures down near 27 with a south breeze around 5. For tomorrow, all right, lots of clouds around again. High temperatures near 41. There could be a sprinkle throughout the day tomorrow with a south wind gusting near 30 throughout the afternoon. And looking ahead, your 5-day forecast shows tomorrow 41, that good chance for rain showers on Tuesday with a high of 54. A bit cooler Wednesday, a cold front's going to come through Tuesday night with a high of 42. Look at Thursday, a high temperature of 39 with some rain and snow showers throughout the afternoon. David?
Up next, Ryan Sudol with sports. Stick around.
To keep the doors open as long as we have, the customers always come first. And that's why we're against Question 3. Question 3 costs $13.5 billion. That's billion with a B, which could mean higher taxes for all Mainers. It turns our power grid over to the politicians, the same politicians that take money from the oil and gas companies. They put themselves first, not us. Question 3 is a risk Mainers cannot afford.
When moderate to severe ulcerative colitis persists, put it in check with Rinvoq, a once-daily pill.
When UC got unpredictable, I got rapid symptom relief with Rinvoq. Check.
When UC held me back, I got lasting steroid-free remission with Rinvoq. Check.
And when UC got the upper hand,
Rinvoq helped visibly repair the colon lining. Check. Rapid symptom relief, lasting steroid-free remission, and a chance to visibly repair the colon lining. Check, check, and check.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers, including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Put UC in check and keep it there with Rinvoq.
Ask your gastroenterologist about Rinvoq and learn how AbbVie could help you save.
I was injured in a motorcycle accident and called Joe Bornstein's office for a free case evaluation. These guys are really good. They work hard and they really do fight for you. I was able to recover from my injuries while they took care of all the important details, and there were a lot of them. I highly recommend the law offices of Joe Bornstein to anyone injured in a motorcycle accident. For those who ride, keep Joe by your side.
Call Joe today for a free case evaluation. There's never a fee unless you win.
Anybody ever seen anything like this?
The city needs you. 911 Lone Star, Tuesdays on Fox.
Hey everybody, Ryan Sudol here. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's start with some cross country. The MPA State Cross Country Championships being held Saturday down at Belfast's Troy Howard Middle School. Let's check out Class B boys here. It may be Northern Territory, but the South came to play. Each of the top 21 runners in B boys, all from South schools, with Lake Region's Sam Laverdiere winning his first state title at 15:52:36. After the race, Laverdiere saying how proud he is to represent his region with all it has gone through in recent weeks.
What happened last week, I think I can speak for the whole group that, you know, we want to go out here and make our state proud. I live just 10 minutes from Lewiston, and, you know, it makes me feel really good that I can go out there and win something for them.
Great young man right there. Okay, now let's go to the individual results. Class A, Maddox Jordan winning from Noble over Nathan Blades from Portland and Xavier Lemieux from Bonnie Eagle. Samantha Moore from Portland wins the girls' race over Addie Thibodeau from Bonnie Eagle and Maeve Woodruff from Brunswick. And for the team results in Class A, Portland wins over Scarborough and Camden Hills for the boys. And in girls, Bonnie Eagle over Camden Hills and Portland. Over to Class B now. Sam Laverdiere, of course, as you saw, winning the boys' race. Carter Libby from Grey New Gloucester in second. Alex Gilbert from Freeport in third. Carrie Drake from York wins the girls' individual race over Amelia Van Doggen from MDI and Shaylin Brochu from Morse. And to the team results for Class B, Freeport wins boys over York and Greeley, and York wins girls over Greeley and Lincoln Academy. And now to Class C. Caleb Colson wins his first state title from Sumner over Christopher Pottle from Winthrop and Will Hyman from Bucksport. And over in girls, Ruth White, her third consecutive Class C girls individual title over T.N. Ewings from Holton and Soren Stark-Chessa from Maine Coast Waldorf. And for the team results for Class C, Sumner over Orono and George Stevens for boys, and Orono girls wins their 6th straight championship over Waynfleet and Holton. Okay, now let's go to some UMaine football. Black Bears holding their senior day Saturday. They host Hampton in their final home game of the year. There were a bunch of fireworks in this one, folks. Let's start first quarter. Derek Robertson looking near side, and he's got Rohan Jones one-on-one in the end zone for the touchdown. Black Bears up 7-0. Next drive for Hampton. The give here to Darren Butts, and you can almost kiss his goodbye, making some nice moves here as he gets a crease down the sideline all the way down to the main 7-yard line. Hampton later scores a touchdown, and we are tied. Second quarter, Robertson going to find Jones again, this time in the flat, and he dives across for 6. Black Bears up 14-7 after the PAT, 28-14 at the half, but the Pirates stage a comeback and win 42-35. Okay, now to some high school football playoff action. All games this week being played on Saturday. Let's start with the B North semifinal between 4-seed Gardner and top-seed Lawrence. Lawrence looking to continue their dominant hot streak. First quarter, Lawrence leads 7-0. Gardner's Asher Nagy. His pass here is going to be picked off by Colby Neto, and he takes it all the way back for a pick six. Dogs up 14-0 after the PAT. Still first, Nagy with some redemption here. Gets it downfield to Zach Christian. A great catch, and he's down near the goal line, but Lawrence makes a stand. A couple drives later, Michael Hamlin. He's going to roll out and find Lucas Proctor wide open in the end zone. It's 28-0 Lawrence, and they go on to win 42-7. They advance to the B North final. Now to a D North semifinal. 2-seed John Bapps hosting 6-seed Old Town fresh off the Coyotes' upset win last week. Opening kickoff. Old Town's Kobe Beals on the return, and the ball is forced out by Malcolm Butler, and on the recovery, it's Anis Omar, the kicker. How about that? That sets up a Bapps touchdown. Second quarter, Old Town trailing, but getting back in it here. Right up the gut goes James Renzo, and he is in. Bapps up 13-6. Next drive for Bapps. Crusaders threatening, and Hayden Rollins on the rush gets in from about 10 yards out. His second of the half. Crusaders up 20-6, and they go on to win 28-14 to make the D North final. And let's wrap things up with the state field hockey championships down in Lewiston Saturday. We've got all 3 games for you here. Let's start over in Class B. South Champs Freeport against North Champs Coney. First quarter off a corner. Here comes Freeport's Emily Groves on the doorstep right there. She fires in the rebound, and Freeport leads 1-0. Second quarter, Falcons again. And this time it's Sophia Bradford in front. She'll deflect it home, giving Freeport a 2-0 lead. Fourth quarter now, still 2-0. Rams storming the net, but Freeport goalie Maddie Kryzak coming up with a huge save. She had a bunch of saves in the second half as Freeport hangs on to win Class B 2-0 over Coney. Now to the Class A final, defending champ Skowhegan against unbeaten Chevrolet. First quarter, no score. Stags on the attack. Watch number 13, Michaela Talbot. She's in front and fires one home, giving Chevrolet a 1-0 lead. Under 10 seconds left in the half, Skowhegan off a corner. A wild scene in front, but Layla Conway is going to poke it in for the Riverhawks. We are tied up at 1. Late in the fourth now, still tied at 1. Chevrolet's Lucy Johnson with some nice moves on the charge, and she nails one top shelf to give them the lead with 58 seconds left. The Stags hang on to win Class A 2-1 over Skowhegan, their second title in 3 years. And now over to Class C. Winthrop taking on Dexter. Second quarter, no score until Winthrop's Madeline Wagner flies in and rips it home, giving the Ramblers a 1-0 lead. Second quarter, Winthrop's going to look to extend the lead here, but Sonny Batchy coming up with a nice stop for Dexter. However, Wagner would score one more late, and the Ramblers win Class C 2-1 over Dexter. Let us all inhale and exhale. Okay, that's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Question 3 is too costly and too risky.
It's a $13.5 billion gamble that puts politicians in charge.
It will increase our electric bills.
We can't afford higher electric bills.
And the politicians, they're not even required to have an operations plan when they take over.
No plan to keep the lights on?
Not even for emergencies or power outages.
That's a bad idea.
Mainers can't afford this costly proposal.
I'm voting no on 3. It's a risk we can't afford.
Mesothelioma is more than a ravaging illness. It is a disease that can ruin a family's finances and is never the victim's fault. The law offices of Joe Bornstein has been fighting and winning for Maine families for nearly 50 years, and we've collected over $500 million for injured Mainers. If you or a loved one is a victim of mesothelioma or asbestos-related lung cancer, call Joe today for a free case evaluation and to learn about your family's legal rights. Dial 207-CALL-JOE or online at joebornstein.com.
Maine's #1 Kia dealer, Van Sickle Kia, has a cost-friendly Kia with your name on it. Choose from our fleet of front-wheel drives, all-wheel drives, hybrids, and fully electric vehicles, all affordable, tech-packed, and great on gas. Check out the all-new 2023 Kia Niro Hybrid with 54 mpg highway, or check out the new 2023 Kia Sportage or Sorrento. All come loaded with safety features and are great on gas. Plus, get Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, the best in the business.
The best cars, the best prices, and the best warranty. I'm Peter Van Sickle. I guarantee it.
There are so many fun things to do in Maine. Now you can enjoy more for less. Check out Half Off Fun from foxbangor.com.
Healing Hands Massage in Hamden provides professional massage services tailored specifically for our clients. Whether you're looking for relief from chronic pain, stiffness, or just want to treat yourself to a day of relaxation, Healing Hands Massage is the place for you.
There's a limited supply available. It's on sale right now. Save with Half Off Fun from foxbangor.com.
Fall means truck season at Quirk Chevrolet in Bangor. Work hard and play harder in a new 23 Silverado 1500 Custom Crew Cab, leased for just $548 per month. Need a safe, dependable SUV for your family? Lease the Chevy Equinox for just $364 per month. Looking for a pre-owned vehicle? Quirk Motor City has your next certified car, truck, or SUV with over 400 vehicles to choose from. It's your Chevy. Find it at Quirk in Bangor, Portland, and Rockland. Celebrating 50 years.
Good old snake oil.
What's the real product that has everyone saying?
No. You don't do that.
All new snake oil, Wednesday, November 8th on Fox.
Back Thanksgiving dinner for under $25. That's how much money Target says you can spend to feed a family of 4 on Turkey Day. The retail giant curating the budget-friendly meal on its website, suggesting low-priced items like a basted young turkey under $1 per pound, Heinz's canned turkey gravy, a bag of russet potatoes, Campbell's cream of mushroom soup, canned green beans, Ocean Spray cranberry sauce, a 10-pound turkey, and stovetop stuffing. The meal comes out to $21.79 total, or $5.45 per person. Target suggests buying 2 of everything on the list to feed more than 4 guests. Well, that's all for tonight on Fox 22 News at 10. We hope you have a great night and a great rest of your week.